Hey guys, I'm Jeffrey. Welcome to my Rell jungle tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about what Rell's strengths and weaknesses are and how you can pretty much just start winning games with her right now. Basically, Rell is not a farmer. Rell is a support utility tank. She wants to CC enemies for her carries. If you keep that in mind as you play this champion, you will have great success. All of your combos and your ganks are going to look very similar. You're going to use your E to speed up and then your W to engage. Now, whether you use your W jump or your W charge, that may change based off of what's happening, but you're typically going to want to chain CC people with your Q and your W at the same time. In this game, I'm using mobility boots, phase rush, water walking, and things like Deadman's and Even Shroud to basically be an engage machine. Here I'm using Bard Tunnel as a way to get access to bot lane, and I'm just trying to impact the lanes as much as I can. Rell's farming is very slow. She doesn't do a very good job of clearing the jungle, and so you're going to fall behind against champions like Karthus, Kha'Zix, other champions with high damage for the jungle clearing. Rell is all about impacting lanes. Sure, you need to clear your buffs and your camps and dragons whenever there's nothing better to do, but it is your goal to get in these lanes. Notice how I'm using my flash early, and I'm never taking the kills. It is your goal to push as much money down your AD carries or your mid laners' throats as possible. Now, many junglers struggle with whether they should farm or they should gank. Not with Rell. You should gank. That is always the answer. Notice how there's an intense battle going on top lane and my Bard's already engaging in a roam. This is a no-brainer for you. I jump on top of her, I use my W, I chain CC my Q with Bard stun, and it's so difficult for us to kill because we have low kill pressure, but that's okay. Now notice how the Lee Sin is in the bot lane jungle. I wouldn't recommend that you counter jungle because sometimes you can get caught in the enemy jungler, but since he was on the other side of the map, I felt like getting Herald and his blue was free. Now I've got a lot of money in my pocket from a successful early game. I'm looking to back and get these utility tank items, these supportive items like Even Shroud, and then get Deadman's, which will give me a better positioning in the late game. Now with engage power comes engage responsibility. What you'll find is when you're using your gap closers to dive deep into the enemy backline, you're going to be putting yourself out of position. Here I follow the Bard under tower, he takes too much damage, and I also miss all of my abilities. Our Xayah is so far away because we chased too far in. Now luckily she's so strong right now that our mistakes were covered by her power, but still, you need to be careful whenever you're engaging. Make sure you're looking around the map and making sure that you are engaging in front of your carries. If your carries are there, it's technically a good decision. Now, here is the same thing. Me and Bard are doing a great job working together. However, our Xayah wasn't there, so the Lee Sin uses Gore Drinker to get out. You'll notice that I'm escaping by the skin of my teeth, but then I fall. You need to be playing with your carries as much as possible. Now here I kind of swag on him, I'm kind of styling on him, I know I have the upper hand, I get a really good engage, I don't know how that kick misses me, and I'm able to CC him. But this play only worked because my Jax and my Xayah were already there. Now remember, choosing to go Mobies is going to give you the upper hand when it comes to jumping on someone. However, once you actually get into a fight, you may find it difficult to get out. Now this is the second time I've died leaving a Bard tunnel because we're kind of chasing in too far. Here you can see me typing to my teammates, we have someone splitting with Herald, we don't need to engage. Now, oddly enough, our Zed is actually behind them looking for a pseudo-engage fight, and so I really don't want to fight this until our Jax gets an objective and is able to rotate. Once I see that their mid and jungle are chasing Zed, I use this as an opportunity to have a 3 versus 3 in the river. Now, my engage was kind of bad. I went a little early and my Xayah wasn't able to follow, and then I missed my Q. But since I timed it correctly, we didn't die to a 3 versus 4, and my Xayah was able to actually get on top of the enemy AD carry and clean up. Now, this arrow is showing the jungle items go away. Once you kill all the jungle creeps, your blue smite turns into a speed buff whenever you touch bushes. All of this stuff we've been talking about, this Deadman's, this Even Shroud, the Mobies, the blue buff, or the blue smite, once you add all of this up, you become a race car. Now, once you feel that it's the appropriate time to engage, if you want to hit everybody, you're going to want to use your horse form to go and hit a massive AoE. But what a lot of people do, like you can see I'm doing here, is go ahead and get into human form, and then you can use your point and click CC, which you get from the charge, and that allows you to go specifically on one person. It makes it more guaranteed, because if you do the jumping and W AoE, people can knock you out, you can get Thresh Flight, people can flash, but they actually can't flash this charge here. So once you get into this team fighting phase of the game, it's going to look one of two things. You're either going to go balls to the wall in, hit as many people as you can and die, or you're going to get a really good engage, or maybe an engage on only one or two people, and then you're going to have to kite out. Notice how whenever I go in, I make a play, I hit a target, I play off of my carries, then I back up and wait for my spells to come off cooldown so that I can continue the rotation of engagement. Now, when flanking or an early laning phase, you can use your Q stun to hit your horse form W. Notice how I completely stampede this Senna by going into the charge form and getting a point and click auto on her with my R. You're going to want to rely on that for your late game engagements 9 times out of 10 unless you're getting a really big wombo in. Also, her control 1 taunt is absolutely amazing. You need to be spamming this off cooldown. Running Hex Flash is also something that can feel uncomfortable to people if they haven't gotten familiar with the ability, but it's just a reason to burn your flash earlier in the game so that you can use Hex Flash to get over obstacles in the mid game. Rinse and repeat, go for human form, get that one-hit charge. Notice how I have 4 kills and 14 assists. I've been pumping cash flow into all of my carries' wallets this entire game. They carried me, but I know that I was a huge part of this game by setting up so many picks. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope you go out and try Rell, either support or jungle. She's actually quite fun. If you found this useful or helpful, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. If you want a little bit of extra help, I've got coaching forums in the description that you can sign up for, or just message me on my Discord. Good luck with your climb.